Hello, everybody. My name's Jim, and I have some stories for you. Actually, this is just one good one. Uh, as you can tell behind me, rainy season is almost upon us here in Panama. Dry season started right around Christmas, and I think it rained 3 times since Christmas. But last night we had a great thunderstorm, and in the tropics, there's nothing better than a good thunderstorm. But the weather's changing. I'm going to be heading up to Pennsylvania here in a little while. These studies that my sister and I do, Colleen and I do studies where we use those inexpensive recorders from Best Buy. We spread them around the house in strategic locations. We know where to go with them. We ask questions. We leave a silent area for them to answer and repeat. Do it again. And yes, we get some answers sometimes, but a lot of what we get is them talking to each other in the afterlife. And we get some great stuff just listening to them. So today's story kind of mixes both hearsay and answers. Okay. This is all about money. We just can't get away from it, can we? In our very first time in Hilbert House, the second house we studied long term, before we really figured all this out. The house, it's a tiny little place, 2 rooms downstairs, 2 rooms on the second floor, and an attic. The first floor rooms are just filled full of yard sale stuff. The owner of the property lives down the lane and just uses this house on the corner for yard sales, obviously. And Colleen is sitting on like a love seat inside what we call the parlor. And she notices, she is talking about the price tags. Everything's got a price tag on it. And she mentions this, that look at all this stuff, it's all priced. A man replies, "Price too rich for me, I'm poor." And then Colleen, as she's digging around, she finds a painting for $65. A man exclaims, "That's 300 worth of my money." Now, of course, we don't hear this in real time. We take these recorders back to our homes. We listen to them. Colleen and I double check our work. He did say that. And I busted out an inflation calculator. He said that in 1974. The next time we go back, are people in this house friends of friends? A man replies, "No, they have to pay." The next study after, does a leader give permission to be in this house? Another man replies, "You've got to pay to come in here." This is a theme. This is a constant theme. I got more for you. So, we're at Colleen's house later, some years later. And she heard the study before that people have to pay to be in her house. Colleen's a very generous person, and it, quite frankly, pisses her off. A man replies to this sentiment that Colleen's expressing. "You could work if you don't have the payment." Well, that's true here and there, I suppose. Our grandfather, his nickname is Bubba. I named him that when I was like that high. And he runs these studies in the afterlife. He's a big dog with the Finnegan family. And somehow he's put what Colleen and I do to work for him. Colleen's beginning a study in her house. She has not even answered a question yet. She's just setting up. A woman is heard, she is talking to somebody. Sounds like our grandfather. Gotta pay up, Bubba. Colleen, of course, we both hear this when we play back the recorders. So during the next study, Colleen asks, why does Bubba have to pay? A man replies to her, money is real important. The next study, what can I do to help Bubba? A woman replies, you do these studies. So apparently the studies are helping. A man says, you can pay Bubba. And another guy says, you can lend Bubba cash. Colleen asks about money, and a man offers a very interesting answer. You can be fired for being indigent. Fancy word for being broke. Indigent. So we hear that. And now I'm in Panama, so I start to do studies down here. I ask about that comment. I repeated it to him. You can be fired for being indigent? A man says, yes, indeed. And another guy says, yes, that's true. And later on in that study, unprovoked by me, one man says, aren't you glad you have plenty of money? And a fellow responds, yeah, I am. Another study later, Jim, me, asking them, fire someone really? A woman, all of that's danger. A man, don't need them. Another guy with an accent, a weird accent. That's exactly it, boy. I don't know if I did that right or not, but odd way to answer, but he did. I continue about the firing. That seems heartless. A man responds, that is to me. And a woman, it doesn't matter. No empathy out of that one. We're gonna stretch back. Our father had died. He's been dead about 6 months, and we decide we're gonna go up to Mom's with the recorders and see if he's around. At that point, he wasn't, but we got some other things going on in Ma's house back then. Someone saying to someone, give me money for the big job. Thank you. And in the kitchen, a woman, where's my money? And then, because of how we have the recorders placed, we know now she has moved to the hallway and tells us, must be the same person, I need my money. I ask a question in that house. Do you people have any issues? And the only response was a man saying, money, money. Colleen asks in that house, somebody gave money for a big job? And a man responds, I'd like the money. One of the few studies I did in my home in Bali, I asked about our great-great-grandfather, the first Finnegan in the United States. There's this giant secret about why he left Ireland. We are not allowed to know. But Colleen and I have been pressing that question for years. And I did. I asked him, it's odd that you won't tell us. A man says, we have to pay bills. So does Peter Finnegan have something to do with the money? If they piss him off, he won't give them any money? I don't know. So what is this all about? Your guess is as good as mine, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I'm just reporting what we hear. They've been talking about money in the afterlife for years, and it doesn't stop. But after that last video, at least we know we can have a drink. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.